And when she woke up from her sleep, she sees that there's a soldier standing next to the crib. He has a bottle in one hand and a spoon in the other, and he's feeding the baby.
It's an answer.
That's the next again.
Never. Yeah.
He's feeding the baby. Good luck, everybody. Thank you for being here. There was a villager who didn't have children, and so he went and traveled with his wife to the Kozhnitz Maggid.
That's the way to do it.
Kozhnitz. And he asked the Kozhnitz Maggid to give a bracha for children. So the Maggid gives a bracha, and they have a kid after around the year. But very short afterwards, the kid became very, very sick. And the wife tells the villager, go back to the Kozhnitz Maggid and said, you gave us a bracha for the child, thank you very much. He's sick, can you give a bracha for him to get better? Give him Zachzanaitzike, yes.
But then it'd be a story
do not try this at home. Do not give your kids alcohol. Now, so the Maggid gave a bracha for Erev Shlema.
The Maggid of Kozhnitz.
The Kozhnitzer Maggid gave a bracha for Erev Shlema. And he goes back home. But the child didn't get better right away. In fact, he got worse. Now, the mother of the baby was so worried that she didn't move from next to the crib and just sat there and cried. At one point, she falls asleep next to the crib. And when she woke up from her sleep, she sees that there's a soldier standing next to the crib. He has a bottle in one hand and a spoon in the other, and he's feeding the baby.
It's an answer.
That's the next again.
Never. Yeah.
He's feeding the baby something out of this
bottle.
Out of the spoon. Stop talking about bottles. Okay.
So put liquid in medicine.
Yes, medicine.
96% medicine.
We actually don't know what it is because it doesn't say what it was.
Oh.
So the lady became very scared. She wakes up, imagine you see this soldier next to her baby. She starts to scream, and the soldier runs away. But from that moment on, the baby started getting better. Until a point where he returned to his former robustness and gusto. How's that for big words?
That's some baby.
So the parents were very happy, but they were worried. They were afraid because they didn't know who this person was. Maybe he's a sorcerer. Maybe he's a shindalit, who knows? Maybe it's an impure source that made him better. Maybe it's impure koyach. So what did they do? They went back to the Maggid of Kozhnitz. They went back to the Kozhnitz Maggid.
Well done.
And they told him exactly what happened. And the Maggid tells them not to be worried. They're not coming from a bad source, and they should be happy. So they go and they're happy. Now,
Nothing nefarious.
Nothing nefarious. Nefarious. So I'm going to have to put a glossary at the bottom of the.
I feel like I'm at a Scrabble game.
What? Scrabble game.
All the big words are coming.
I mean, if you're using big words, might as well use the good ones.
Yeah. So, anyways, once his parents leave, the Maggid of Kozhnitz tells his shamish to take his personal cane, and to go to the Beis HaChaim, to the cemetery of Kozhnitz, and to hit the burial place of a certain soldier and say that the Maggid's calling him. And so the Shamash does this, and the story doesn't say how the soldier got to the Maggid, but the Maggid of Kozhnitz tells the soldier, who made you a healer of children? So the soldier says like this, here's my story. Story in a story. Kids love stories in a story.
Someone's put a dreidel.
What is that reference from?
I'm not gonna say it on your video.
I know. Tisk.
Watch the rest of the video to find out.
What? Say it louder.
Smash that like button.
Like and subscribe. Smash that like button.
Thank you. Okay, so the soldier answers him like this. This is the story. I was drafted into the army, and I lost my connection to Yiddishkeit. Hey. I lost my connection to Yiddishkeit, and I got so involved with the Goyish ways that the only difference between me and them was that I was written down that I was a Jew by them. But as far as everything else goes, I was just like them. So I was the Jew, somewhere in their record. So
The token Jew.
The token Jew. Not even the token Jew, because he didn't even mention it. He didn't even use his Jewishness to, for woke purposes. Anyway, so, one time I was traveling with a bunch of my soldier buddies, and we chanced upon a poor Jew who was traveling from a certain village back to his house. And the soldiers, it seems that he actually wasn't involved in actually doing this, but he was part of the group. And the soldiers surrounded this Yid from all sides. They looked in his clothes and they found that he had 75 rubles. Now, 75 rubles is not a small sum, so I don't know why he was called poor in the story.
Nowadays it's $1, by the way.
What? Nowadays it's $1, but we're talking about back then.
It's time travel. What do you mean?
How much was it worth back then?
70. I mean, listen. They say that 300 rubles is like a fortune. Like a small fortune. So 75 rubles is a considerable sum. But
He's growing with heavy rollers.
But who knows? Maybe he was collecting his money for stock. Who knows? In the story it says he was a poor person. They took the money from him, and because they were scared that the Yid would go and complain to their general, they took him and they hung him on a tree. And they left. And when I saw what they did, my Pintel Yid was awoken. My little Jewish spark was aroused, woke up, and I had a very big rachmanis. No wokeness.
Awoke.
Woking.
And I had a lot of rachmanis and a lot of pity, and I found an opportunity to sneak away from my soldier friends, and I came to the guy who was hung, and I took a knife, cut the rope, and right very soon after he was let loose, he was resuscitated. He was revived. He came back to himself. And I had money in my pocket that had money on me. I gave the Yid back the 75 rubles that, because that's how much they took from him. And he went very happily to his house. Now, meanwhile, the soldiers come back to camp, and the general wants a report of all the soldiers, and I'm missing. So the general asks, where's your friend? To the guys. He said, he was with us. We don't know where he is now. So he sent them to come back and find him. And they came back and found me next to the tree, and the Yid's not there. The Jew's not there. So they realized what I did, and they were scared that I would tell the general, and so they hung me.
Whoa.
And then they went and told this general that they found me hung.
Leave it, it's fine, sir.
And afterwards they took me and buried me in the town of Kozhnitz. And now what happens? I pass away, and I come to Beis Shalmaila, and they say, you can't give me Gan Eden right away because I have so many Avedis. But they can't put me in Gehenna because I saved a Jewish life, and someone who saves a life is like he saved an entire world. And especially because I gave my life up in order to save the seed. So I died al Kiddush Hashem. So what did they? So therefore they paskin that I'll become a healer of children, and they gave me permission from heaven that whenever children are at the brink of death and they're very, very sick, that I can go and heal them and be their savior. Wow. Now, it doesn't say exactly what his tikkun, what was the end, but I'm guessing that after a while, this was his tikkun. So again, I don't know.
Hope not.
So he goes to Gan Eden. What are you saying? I know. Yeah, we want.
Use a healer.
We want the healer of children. Yeah, but I don't know.
There should be another one then.
Yeah, we should. Eliyahu Navi should do it. We should have. We should have Mashiach.
Oh,
that's it. Right? This is
jump straight to the head of the
conversation
line.
Okay, now there was a certain Rav. His name was Rabbi Chil Meir of Gastinin. It's a certain Chassidish Rav, I guess. Gastinin.
I'm not gonna mess with you.
Okay, no. Kozhnitz. Gastinin.
No, it's definitely Kozhnitz.
No, it's not. Okay. So, and he would tell the story, and he says, we as people, we can look at silver, gold, gems, diamonds, we can see, we can evaluate how precious they are. When it comes to a Jew and the soul and the Jewish soul, we have no idea. Anyway, so we had another story we said about dying al Kiddush Hashem. We should live al Kiddush Hashem every single moment of our lives. We should bring Mashiach very, very near, and because it's my birthday, I want to bless everybody who's seeing this video, as long as you're a friend of the Jewish people, to have a beautiful life and to feel the connection to God revealed every single moment of your life, to have bracha, matzlacha, begashmis, ruchnias, and when we bring Mashiach and see Mashiach very, very soon. Thank you for being here. Good tvach. All the brachas.
Amen.
And now for some blue pills.
Okay, Chavra, we're live. Please watch your mouths.
You have a mirror?
Very good.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, it's my birthday, Baruch Hashem. Kozhnitz, whatever. How do you say Kozhnitz?
Kozhnitz.
Huh?
Kozhnitz.
Kozhnitz.
Now
Okay.
the story can begin. It's
Sorry, I'm Sephardic, so I.
Now use
Shot.
this excuse.
Don't tell anybody.
Where's the rest of
Okay.
Pesach?
No.